there's a post I made on Facebook, and I'd like to share it with you this morning. I said, democracy is not just about casting votes. It's about cultivating a culture of active citizenship. It's about engaging in its messy, beautiful process of shaping our collective future. Policy is not just about laws and regulations. It's about the values we choose to uphold. It's about who we want to be as a society. When we participate in democracy, we are not just exercising a right, we are fulfilling a responsibility. We are acknowledging that our individual freedoms are inextricably linked to the well-being of our communities. Let's embrace the complexity, the nuance, and the compromise that comes with democratic engagement. Let's strive for a policy that serves the greater good, rather than just the loudest voices. In the end, democracy is not about winning or losing, it's about growing together. And this was my post on Facebook yesterday. Gotten a lot of reactions, and I'm happy about it. People must begin to look at democracy differently. Gabby is here. Good morning, Gabby. I trust you are well.
Very well.
Fantastic. Adia, it's been 3 months. Good morning.
It's not 3 months.
Oh, but you said 3 months.
It was off record.
Adia, you said 3 months.
Maybe two months.
2? But Ayana, good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you are well.
I'm fine, thank
This
you.
is your movement. They are not joking.
We are all no.
But I like, the applause that greeted Alan when he started his campaign. So that's good.
Yes.
That's good. To be fair, I've said it to me. I like Alan's manifesto.
We are marching on.
I like Alan's manifesto. And these I've not read yours yet, Gabby, but I'll read it and I'll give you my feedback.
Which one do you have? The abridged or the full thing?
I have the full thing.
Because we have 120 days social contracts. We have the abridged document and we have the full document.
Which one is the full document? The one that has the Ghana map. Yeah, that's the one I have. Okay. But I don't know who did the binding. It's not strong.
Actually, I haven't seen the hard copy.
Okay, yesterday I flipped it and then I think the copy is in here. Yesterday I flipped it and all the pages were just tearing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who. You see.
That's how the policies too will be tearing. These solid ones like this.
Yeah. So Ohima is bringing. Ohima, you can bring it. Let's bring it. Ohima is bringing me my Afafanto document and my NBC document.
Right. It's equality.
Yeah, no. Yesterday, it's true.
Quality.
When I flipped on the TT,
no, maybe it was because of
quality.
The heat.
No, the short time that they had to print out for the launch.
Oh, but you
know some of the topics were going to be changed, so maybe it's the ones that have been changed that are.
You see, when they're solid, we've been throwing it up and down.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure which one was to be changed and had been changed, but I mean, the most important thing is the content of the document, and it promises for the first time in our history,
right,
to put emphasis on the female gender and our development,
which is very crucial.
For the first time, aside the fact that we don't just have a female running mate. And I'm glad Hajia and she's here. You see, for a long time, we've paid lip service to affirmative action, and we do a lot of tokenism. We have the first female Chief Justice. We have the first female Supreme Court Judge. We have the first female this. We have the first. It's tokenism because at the end of the day, there are more females in the population than just an individual. So, when you put in policies that allows females generally to progress, what are the laws that are hindering females? A lot of traditional customs are hindering females, even in education, you understand, in procurement, in employment. There are companies that will refuse to recruit when you're a certain age, because they think that at this age you are going to get married and have a child, get pregnant and have a child. It's going to affect the number of hours to come to work. So there are a lot of hindrances towards females generally in the population in the country. So for the first time, we have not just a running mate who is going to be the vice president of this country, but we are having policies that are going to be spearheaded by this running mate when she comes to office. The traditional custom where we have economic management being spearheaded by the vice president. This time round, that is going to be subjugated to another person, and her focus mainly is the development of women children and the vulnerable in our society. So for me, that is a very progressive manifesto.
Right.
So forget that the pages are falling out.
Okay.
It is the content that matters.
Don't mind the body.
Mind the engine.
Fantastic. And what also excites me about your manifesto is the inclusion of a policy that I suggested. A policy that has to do with the elderly. And somehow it found its way, I think page 5, well, paragraph 5.9 point something. That has to do with the elderly. It's a policy that caters to persons who are above 60 and 65 and above, you know, healthcare for them.
Yes.
So you have it. You have it, but I spoke to Alan, and Alan said I should bring him the policy itself. He will look at it.
We also have
you
for
know,
the elderly.
Yeah, for the elderly.
Yeah.
And you know, so yesterday Ambassador Sampiale was bashing me that because I was complaining that we are not thinking about the old. You know, we always think about the young people and all that. But exactly, you know, because my policy was in twofold. Maybe creating something like LEAP for the elderly. Yeah. So when I did my statistics, about 1.3 million people fall within that bracket, and this is nationwide. So by extension, so what I did was that if you are even saying that we're going to do it like a pilot project, so like in the rural communities, the numbers will reduce to maybe 200,000 people who are old and above 65 years, and it's in the informal sector, because most of them do not have like the pensions as we do. So the country will take care of them, and then their health needs, you know, some of these small diabetes and high blood pressure and all those things will be taken care of by the national, the NHI. How do you even call it? NHI. You know, but you guys have, it's there. But I hope that you people, when you get the opportunity, all of you.
In actual fact, that's a very interesting proposition.
Yeah.
And for a while now, at least from the NDC tradition, we've had policies, although they're a bit minute, not just a big button, but we've had policies or programs that have been targeted at the elderly in the district. But what you are proposing, or what is in there, you know, we have the Moneo.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is
the Moneo.
Yes,
for the informal sector.
For the informal sector.
So
a pension scheme for the informal sector, which goes into a fund.
Yes, so which is general. I even suggested this to a pensions company, that they should create something like that for the informal sector. And then I said that they should also create sort of like a university pension scheme, for want of better expression. So that's what I told them, that when someone gets into the first year, there should be a scheme that they will contribute to. So even if it is, let's say, 10 Ghana cedis a month, they pay into it. So by the time you are done with your university, you would have had some amount of, because then it will yield some interest, you know, which they were willing to implement and all of that. I'm saying that it's an evolving conversation that we must have. Yes, but most importantly, my problem, and this is just a precursor to what we are going to be discussing. Now I'll come to your Roadline. Like, my problem is that sometimes we have the nice policies, okay, but when we get into office, we are not able to implement them, or that we are not very intentional about specific policies. Because I would have thought that of course, we know that we have an economic challenge. Yes, everybody is aware, right? But there are some policies that you must jealously guard, so that at least, you know, for the purposes of serving some social interest, people will be happy that no matter what it is, this government was able to take care of the elderly.
Sure.
You know. Sure. So I don't know whether you suspect that, or you have the confidence that any of the political parties, including yours, will be able to be very intentional, say that we are picking this thing up and we are running with it, no matter how much it's going to cost us.
Yeah, Kwame, good morning, and good morning to our cherished viewers and my co-panelists. You see, any nation who doesn't take care of his elderly is bound to face problems. There must be some well-crafted policy that should look at especially the elderly. You started by saying that we are just concentrating on the youth, forgetting that we also grow old and will need some help. What are the help that maybe an elderly person will need? Definitely healthcare, because some of them go to the hospital and they face challenges. So I was even asking, why don't we even say that anybody above 60 should go to the hospital free?
That's my proposal.
You should go to the hospital free.
Yeah.
Because you have a situation whereby you see some people hanging around the hospital saying that some of their ailments is not covered by the National Health Insurance. But I don't think we are being fair to the old in society, forgetting that we are aging towards that. But if we don't do or make sure that we say, we have a national policy. You see, the problem we are facing as a country is this constitution that binds us together, this constitution that we are using now, and for that matter, winner takes all policy, because a president is an executive president. He can appoint more than 6,000, even including the 30% assembly men and women. You see, so therefore, not just looking at the elderly, let's look at the structure of our constitution and the structure of our democracy. Whether practicing it for almost 32 years has yielded any positive results. If we look at it in the larger it is better than maybe just being specific, whether it is the elderly, the young, or any policies that will inure to the benefit of the good people of this country. The elderly needs attention, likewise the young ones. So for me, any government that will come and say that, okay, this percentage of whatever, we are going to give it to, or not give it to the elderly, but make sure they are comfortable. But before we do that, we have to get the data. Without data, nothing. You can't do anything if you don't have the data.
Fortunately, I have the data.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but maybe those of us even coming to talk about our party, we have not made that conscious effort to find the data. That's how come maybe a government will come to power, promise 50% gender parity, or maybe 40%. They don't even have the data. Then they will say, we don't have the women. Meanwhile, you didn't make any conscious, even within your political party, to look at the data of your women, their capabilities, and maybe specialities, whereby when you just come to power, you don't have to go chasing and looking for those people that you want to occupy. So I think it is a good idea. If everybody will think along that side, it will be very good, because if we are able to make sure our hospitals are well equipped, our clinics, our cheap compounds.
I like that idea. I like what you're just saying. You know, so it means that we would have to have more cheap compounds.
Yes, of course.
We can train more nurses. Yes. Even these nurses who come
even in the house without employment.
Have nothing to do.
Can just
build daycare, elderly care centers and things like that.
I have a niece who was posted somewhere, and then she was like, "Hey, mommy, I can't go." I said, "So who should go?" I was telling somebody that when we were growing up in Bonga, most of our teachers were from the south, and then in Konya, Alavanyo, and Volta region. Because most of them were coming there. So we should ask ourselves what has happened, and then some people don't want to go to certain places to serve the nation. So I think there are so many general things that we have to put into consideration in order for people to be able to go to wherever they are posted, and policies that will inure to the benefit of all Ghanaians, especially the elderly in society. I will go for that one.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, in 2013, Minister for Gender, you know your Bampo. We had a ban
2013.
cat. Yes.
She was Oyelita.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, her name is Bampo now.
Okay.
So we had a ban cat for the elderly. The database was about 25,000 elderly people. That allowed them to get free medical care, free transport services on public services. So the metro buses and things. That's why I mentioned that the policy existed and was to be implemented at the district level.
Right.
But moving forward, Haja mentioned about the old aged care and stuff. Some constituencies, through their members of parliament, have been able to initiate this thing. Honorable Amabua did his between I think 2014, 2015. There's another one in Efutu constituency. So I know quite a few of those projects exist.
Yes,
but in the context of the 2024 NDC manifesto, policies that some of the policies that support the aged, we have the free primary health care, which benefits the aged as well. We have what we call the Ghana Medical Trust, which is called the Mahama Cares Medical Fund. which also supports the aged. And then, as I mentioned, the Moneo informal sector pension policy. So there are a lot of programs that have been tailored for the aged. But I do agree with you that it's better if we formalize all these things and make them aware that this exists for them. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to grow old anyway. And only God knows whether we'll have family support or we'll be left on our own. So
before I come to Madam Ayana, what excites me, Ajia, and is the fact that in the manifesto that I've seen, I've not seen the MPP's manifesto. They have decided not to bring it to me. Yesterday, I called Samuel Uku. We spoke at length, and I told him that it appears your political party has decided not to do business with us. So we too are not going to give you a platform. So I decided to talk about Baumia. And I told him, he said, oh, he's going to rectify, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a problem. This is a national platform. If you come, we will accept you, we will work with you. Okay? So I complained to him. So I don't have MPP's manifesto. I don't know what they have for the informal sector. But I think, at least, I have had the opportunity of sitting with Honorable Alan Chematin. I've had the opportunity of perusing his document and asking him questions on it. I have also, based on what you are telling me, I get the inkling that NDC has also been very specific about the informal sector, because that was always my problem, Hadia. The fact that when politicians are drafting policies, they draft policies that are tailored to catering to the demands of the formal sector. And that's it. Without thinking about the person who hawks on the street of Accra, without thinking about the person who sells dog chains, without thinking about the person who sells the phone cases. You know, all these people, they don't think about them. They just think about, oh, free SHS, you are done with school. Okay, university, what can we do? Okay, you know, public service, public sector, and all of that, without necessarily thinking about the informal sector.
But I know
I'm
it was
happy.
Under,
Hold on.
At a Mills that we had SNIT's pension funds for the informal sector.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just saying, you see, it's the amplification of it, because you may have, why? In this document, there are so many policies, right? But the amplification of it would make me know that you actually care about that sector. And what I'm saying is that, at least this year, I'm seeing that the political dynamics have changed. That people are beginning to be more specific in relation to policies and being deliberate about designing policies and having conversations about policies, and not just the usual policies. Yeah.
Sweet talks will not win any election.
Yeah.
Because if it's anything at all, I think Ghana, everybody knows where we came from and where we are today.
Indeed.
So I'm not sure anybody can come. You see, it is incumbent on all of us to educate the electorate.
Absolutely.
Because if you just go to a rally or a listen because you see the crowd, slogans, and then you'll be following, I don't think that will, because I was telling some people, I said, you see, politicians, let me say some politicians, because if they say politicians, we are all affected. You come and say certain things that maybe you will not be able to do. If you look at what we are doing, even from 1992 till today, we are not very specific with whatever we want to do.
Indeed.
You will just follow the shouting of the people. If you don't do this, I won't do this. If you don't do this, I won't. Can you imagine from 1992 till today, if maybe it is between an NDC and NPP, CPP, we are not part of. Then we'll say, okay, those 4 thematic areas, we're going to tackle it. Then the next one will come. Since these 4 thematic areas have been tackled, let's also continue 3, 4, 5, 6. Ghana wouldn't have been where we are today. No. If we are going to be this manifesto thing, we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
That's why I'm all for national
development plan.
I'm for it, because you come, you even want to deviate from your manifesto because of the demands of the time.
Indeed.
Then maybe your people will say no, let's stick to our manifesto. I want to see a president that will say, let me call a spade a spade. I'll even use less than 2 years to change the narratives. I'll be glad to see such a president.
Yeah.
You know what I've told you in this room before? When Minila went to Eastern region and saw that the Zongo was in the mess, he decided to restructure the place. They nearly even killed him. Now, people, whatever they are, we have the best Zongo. But the man went through hell. People will say it was a military regime. But then even in the constitutional era, you can take certain decisions that will inure to the benefit of the people. That is why whatever you're going to do, get the people involved. Let them understand why you are doing this. But you just come and say, Dome Kwabinya, where I am, you know how our rules are. Instead of you maybe tackling the rules, maybe you come and start building a structure that might not inure to the benefit of the larger community. But if you maybe grade the road, you don't even say tar. I was telling somebody in Rwanda, you have been there.
Of course.
The entire road are smooth.
Yeah.
No bumps. You'll be moving on it as if it's a tar road. So I think for me, we have a lot to learn. Africa, they were learning from us, but I think we are lacking behind. And we have to open to new ideas that will move this country forward.
Manoyana, the time is now. Let me come to you. The issue about healthcare for the elderly,
Yes.
and also the informal sector is one that I think we should really discuss.
Yeah.
And the conversations have always been about how do we fund it? How do we generate money to fund it? In the Great Transformational Plan, Alan highlights revenue management, expenditure management, and then he talks about revenue optimization as part of the means of generating revenue internally to be able to support government projects.
Curbing
So,
the leakages.
I'm sorry.
Curbing the leakages.
Plugging the leakages and things like that. In my checks, last 2 weeks, I realized that we lose about some $325 million annually. Yes, to corruption at the ports alone. So, I mean, if this is anything to go by, in fact, some of the checks that some other people, they say we lose about 3 billion Ghana cedis every month to corruption at the ports. So, I mean, there's money here. We have a lot of money. Recently, we spent $245 million on all African games, $50 million on food, $4.5 million on accreditation, $3.6 million on broadcasting. On and on. So, I mean, the money is here. Definitely we'll be able to generate. But first of all, let's get your understanding of healthcare for the elderly, and then the informal sector, and then we look at...
Okay.
Aja, when is your manifesto coming?
Good morning.
CPP.
Tomorrow is our next, so don't worry.
Okay, all right.
Illegal neck.
It's not illegal. Don't let us.
What's your dirty living
No, we draw that before you proceed. No.
Okay, I withdraw. CPP Madam. Good morning to our viewers wherever you are. Good morning to Mr. Alan Shramating, the first incoming independent presidential candidate and president to be for Ghana. Kwame, when we talk about the elderly, some of us think of the very old, but the new elderly is about 80. It's no longer the 60 that we used to know. So I will not sit here and say I'm elderly. I'm so young.
Absolutely.
So that's the way it goes. For us, we believe that when you go on pension or you go on retirement, that should not be the end of things. Yes, because you still have so much to contribute to society. So we feel that you are an incubator that can be used to generate some knowledge and create knowledge for the youth and impact the youth. And therefore, we believe that when you leave office or when you stop trading, you should be able to generate some new jobs for yourself. Even at your age, 65, 70, people are still going back to school in developed countries. They are still taking certain hobbies that are creating jobs for them, that actually giving them some form of income. If you don't use your mind, when you go outside this country, people have parks to walk. Just parks, places that you go for fresh air. You see elderly people going there, sit there with their grandchildren and all that. Those things we don't have, because the few we have, we are selling out. And then we are looking at even libraries. You need libraries for people to go in. When we had the Accra Library by the Bank of Ghana, and just around is it now Atta Mills Highway?
Yeah.
Yes, you have the State Library there. And it was a place for people to go and look for knowledge and also play games and do all sorts of things. We don't even have libraries around us. So we need to build more libraries. We are looking at geriatric care. In our hospitals, you find elderly people even getting access to a ward. Maybe the lift is not working, you find them trying to scale the stairs and things like that. So all these things we must take into consideration. We are looking at the fact that they cannot pay for whatever. But like I said, they don't have to just leave. You know, you find someone just by fact that he or she is 60 years old being asked to leave with such knowledge. You know, we have to start to use them. We have to start to ask our universities to have courses that these same people can go for new knowledge. You understand? Because if you're sitting at home, if you teach an elderly person how to use the computer, for instance, most of our elderly people, they run away from technology because they think it's too sophisticated. But then at the end of the day, if you teach them certain skills, you know, they can sit at home and still earn money for themselves and then also still use their knowledge. So these are things that we ought to be able to do. And we're looking at Medicare. What is Medicare for the elderly? It's those simple things: good food, quality air, being able to walk, have, you know, good walking, good meditation, and all those things. Those are the things that improve the lives of people. And for now, our system is such that food is so expensive, the old cannot actually eat what they want. They can't afford the good food, the vegetables, the fruits, and all that. Even decent water, potable water, some places you can't have. And you're looking at our market women, the informal sector, for instance, as you rightly say. They are more inclined to looking for money than looking after their health. True. You know, because they prefer to sit and take self-medicate, because at the end of the day, oh, mommy, then you go and buy, you know, paracetamol, I have this. And maybe it's something really serious. We have to take health into the market. And that is how come it's important that when you build a market, you build a healthcare center. And that healthcare center should be the conduit to get them information, to be able to say that you can come here, these people can come here and look for their, test their blood pressure, their sugar levels, and all those things. They can come here, their health, yes, all their health needs. You should be able to use that to educate them on, maybe for the females, on breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, whatever it is. And then for the males, prostrate and all that. They are close to the market. You have a nutritionist who will advise them, please, instead of selling the fish, eat some of the fish. Instead of selling the kontomire because you want the money, eat the kontomire, you know, that kind of thing. We need to be able to do that. And all these things we can do when there is a policy and when there is the will to implement that policy and make sure that it is well structured and well implemented and well funded. Because if you don't have funding to do all these things, then it's not. Right. But from what you said just now, we have thought out on how to go around the funding for such things. So it's good, but I think that we should start as a country thinking that the new old is no longer 60 or 65, but 80.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Hadia.
Where does Uncle Kujibuti comes from? Something junction, when you are on the
Apam junction, yeah.
That's why Apam people, I trust them when it comes to eating the best fish when they yeah, because Auntie Rhoda was talking about when you are selling the fish. We went to Apam. This woman had fish pie in a pan. So she separated one, if you see it. And I said, me patron, me go, oh, say where? Because
wow. Okay.
So some of them really, but some really they don't.
Okay, let's proceed. The Electoral Commission has moved to reassure the public that integrity of the 2024 elections remains intact despite the theft of a biometric verification device. This comes after the arrest of a man in Nsawam on Friday, August 23, 2024, who was found in possession of a BVD suspected to belong to the EC. The suspect, identified as 52-year-old Samuel Yakrantin, who claims to reside in Tudu, Accra, was apprehended by residents of Nsawam and subsequently handed over to the police. Krantin reportedly claimed that the BVD with the serial number VVD 49976 was given to him by one Farouk Mahama. The AC has assured the public that the stolen BVD cannot compromise the upcoming elections. The Commission highlighted that the device is only one component in a highly secure and rigorous electoral process. The Commission takes this incident of an unauthorized person in possession of a BVD very seriously. The Commission would like to assure the general public and all stakeholders that a stolen BVD cannot jeopardize the integrity of the 2024 elections. The EC stated in a release signed by Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman in charge of operations, on August 25, 2024. We are conducting our own internal investigations and will collaborate with the police to bring this matter to its logical conclusion, the statement added. This explained that a BVD, when in the hands of an authorized individual, is merely an off-the-shelf device that cannot be used to interfere with the election results. Adia, this is not the first time. This is the second time this year that there's been reports about missing BVDs. And oftentimes when the BVDs are missing, we don't get to hear of it until something happens and then the information comes out. And then an explanation or a response to it is given. My first reaction or my first question would be, how did this BVD get into the hands of Farouk, who then transferred it to this gentleman who was apprehended by the police? Is it that we are not protecting the devices that we're going to use to conduct our elections? What's going on?
No, I think there was some information from the EC that this one was broken into some time back. I don't know whether this particular machine was part of it. The bottom line, I don't even understand those who would go and steal electoral materials. Because let me tell you, there's much improvement at the EC, whether we like it or not, when it comes to security features. Even now, each party has its code. So, Rodaba, you've received your code.
We don't do codes.
No, the independent candidates are all giving code to download your credential.
Yes, that one.
Yes, so
we have that.
Therefore you cannot go and take movement for change code and register. That's number one. Number two, every registration goes into a particular, what have you, I don't know the terms they use for those things, because I remember some time back when I was the acting chairperson, we went and then we're taking through those. So for me, what the guy was holding, we're not privy to any information that way he was trying to register people or what, I don't know. And then even if you register those people, how are you going to put it in the listing of the Electoral Commission? Or some people just want to cause mayhem, cause confusion in the country. You're not from Electoral Commission. Even if you are in the Electoral Commission, you don't have the right to even take the pencil of Electoral Commission to your house, let alone that verification machine. So I don't know whether maybe that person has it so that he'll verify who. He'll verify who. Because the person was given to him the machine in Accra, and he was caught in Sawam. He claimed one Farouk Mahama gave it to him. I think there must be thorough investigation. We have to get to the bottom of this issue, because you cannot be parading an equipment that is not for you. It's stealing. First of all, he has stolen it. Whether he was giving it to by somebody or not, he was held with the machine. So he has to explain. For me, we have to be very, very careful when we are dealing with maybe state institutions. Depending on who is in charge, then most state institutions are being bastardized. As for me, I'm a friend of the Electoral Commission, and I know there are so many changes that have been done in the Electoral Commission. And I take it from the wise counseling that was given to us by Afarijan. Elections are won at the polling stations. When you count numbers, 3 political parties are sitting on this table. After the ballots, we collect the results. We count the results. Gabriela, maybe this is the number you got. Haja Hamdatu, Anti-Ruda. Then, after that, we collect it on one sheet and we signed. So you cannot change that results. That's why there are issues. So I think vigilance is the word. Monitor your polling station. Make sure your polling agent is educated enough to read 114, not 1114. You understand? Because that's where they can even write it in words, but in figures it is different, because they don't tabulate the words. But it's rather the figures that will be tabulated. So I think people should just be wide awake. Because for me, I don't like the situation whereby I say electoral commission are going to rig an election. We're in this country. Who appointed Charlotte Osei? Was it not His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? Who declared Nana-Addo as the president? Same Charlotte Osei. So for me, this electoral commission, then we have put in some kind of this thing in the followers who are not maybe well informed. They just say, oh, you have a situation where people will say, if you cast your ballot, don't go, stay there until. What business has the person got to when you have a polling agent? So for me, I can see the 2024 election being peaceful. A winner will be declared, and then we'll all go to bed. That's how I see.
But let's stay on the Electoral Commission. I mean, it is a state institution. It is a body that was birthed by the Constitution. It is a body that is assigned with the sole responsibility of advancing our democratic experiment.
Absolutely.
So they have a role, a very, in fact, in my
Important.
estimation, it's the most important role,
Yes.
you know, for any institution in this country to play, right? So if by conduct there is that suspicion or mistrust on the basis of the actions and inactions of an electoral commission, questions and concerns must
But
be
is it
raised.
not always like that?
Yeah, but
Between two parties.
But the question then becomes, why is it that every time there is a problem with one particular EC or the other? Because you see, from where I sit, Adja, we are still a very young democracy.
Sure, and we must
And
guide
we must
and guard it.
jealously guard and guide it.
Sure.
So we would not sit down and watch unconscious when electoral commission officers act in ways which appears to the average Ghanaian or the reasonable bystander,
Likewise, as
that
I'm
they are
sitting
acting
here.
in ways which suggest that they are pandering to the whims and caprices of a political party. Because the only reason why somebody will raise suspicion is like when both of us go to court, and then the judge who's supposed to be an umpire is acting in ways which is at variance with the rules of court.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That definitely, we will complain about it.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that in your complaining about the conduct of an electoral officer or the electoral commission, don't let it look like the commission is so rotten that maybe because Jim Mensah is a friend to Auntie Rhoda, whatever Auntie Rhoda says, she will do it.
No,
that is why I that's why.
But it's perception. If whatever Auntie Rhoda says, she doesn't do it. I'm not sure.
Do you know that Jim Mensah's head was taken off and put on a lady sitting with MPP colors? Have you seen that picture before?
Where? Which picture is that?
Oh, it was on social media.
The birthday party they all attended. I think there was a party they all attended.
I don't know any birthday party.
Yeah, there was a party that...
No, this particular one, it was even MPP rally.
I've not seen that.
Or maybe a gathering.
I have not seen that.
So the lady was sitting, and then they remove, this kind of Photoshop.
Yeah.
You see, they edited it. So if I'm CPP, she is saying this movement for change, if you see that, how would you feel? You say, hey, is that what is happening? That is what I'm talking about. But as for genuine complaints, genuine concerns, we have the right to complain about it.
But because
they have to be neutral.
They can't be. Because if you have
even
a situation,
though some of them too, were one particular person that people complain about his utterances. But that one is obvious.
Yeah.
That one.
But Bossman works for the EC, Adja. So and
can Bossman change the results of the
We do not know.
No.
But
it's not possible.
Hadja, we cannot sit here and pretend that it doesn't happen.
No, it's not possible.
Hadja, we cannot sit here and pretend that it
doesn't happen. Are we not going
to
to be in the strong room? If a movement for change will bring her results, I'll bring my results. Gabriella, then they will come and put it and change it there.
Hadja,
it's not possible.
We cannot sit here and
it's not possible. That one, I won't buy that. It's not possible that
that is why
in the Electoral Commission office, strong room, where everybody is there, and results can be changed.
Hadja,
then your strong room people went to compromise.
Respectfully, Hadja, haven't you seen a situation where heavily guarded prisons, we've had prisoners escape?
Oh, that one is different.
Exactly. So there's that possibility. You cannot put anything past a human institution. Everything is possible.
I understand.
Now,
Kwame, what I'm saying is
once we admit that everything is possible,
it's possible,
then don't compound the problem by acting in ways which raises suspicion. That is my concern.
That is true.
Then again, this whole BVD that was missing, how did it come into the public domain? It came into the public domain when NDC raised the matter before EC came and responded to it. So the question is that when they were missing, what was the EC's initial action? Was the EC's initial action to come to the Ghanaian people, hold a press conference and say, ladies and gentlemen of the press, the Ghanaian people, our storeroom has been broken into, BVDs have been stolen, these are the number of BVDs that have been stolen, these are the serial numbers. Then everybody knows that, oh, you are being an open book. But if you don't do that, and you only do that in response to the NDC, that is my problem.
No, but this is something new you are telling me.
No,
because that is something new you are telling me.
This is something that has existed.
Because from the beginning I said, at first I heard that this thing was broken into.
Yeah.
That's the only information I have.
Okay.
But now you are saying, that's what I'm saying.
I can pardon you on that. Because it was, as a result of the NDC's expose, that is when we got to even know.
So how did they also know that the thing were missing?
I said okay, Gabriel, let me come to you. Have your turn.
KWAME.
Yes, madam.
You do recall that in March.
Yes, madam.
2024, this year, as you mentioned, but I think you got the date wrong. It was
I didn't
in March.
I didn't mention anyone.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay, so I didn't
You were
mention
like this year. It was in March.
But I didn't mention any
let's move on.
Is it 2024?
2024.
It's 24
Our minority leader raised an alarm that 7 BVD 7 BVDs and a laptop had been stolen from the EC. The EC issued a statement on the 20th of March claiming that it was not true that those devices have been stolen. Later, they retracted when they managed to identify 2. In fact, there were some that found their way in a recycling plant.
Yeah, recycling plant. I remember that.
Yes. And then just this weekend, we are saying that another one has been discovered. So something Farouk Mahama. KWAME, EC's first defense was denial.
Again?
EC's first defense
in response to
was
this one.
denial.
I see.
But KWAME, these are the things that raises questions about the Electoral Commission and how prepared they are to secure the December polls. These BVDs, Haja was saying that EC cannot determine the results for anybody. But you see, those BVD devices are electronic devices. They have IP blueprints. Hackers can trail these devices, and these devices are, in fact, they are in every polling station across the country. 30,000 polling stations. All you need are just a few of these devices to track what attributes are common to all of them. Find the weaknesses amongst these 7. Find the common trail, and you'll be able to control all the other devices. Imagine you go to a voter registration center to go and cast your vote, and you have to be verified to cast your vote. You put your thumbprint on the machine doesn't recognize you. And the frustrations there in polling centers. Imagine that at a national level on an election day, in a critical election like December 2024 elections. Now I want you to also cast your mind on something. Just last week, before they started the voter exhibition exercise, the political parties, including the minority parties themselves, were complaining that they did not have access to the electoral registers ahead of the exercise. The EC released the registers 24 hours to the exercise. How do you expect political parties to be able to cross-check the people on the registers at such short notice? Today, as we speak, the NDC has requested for a meeting with the Electoral Commission today, an emergency meeting, to go through the challenges with the voter registers, because it's come to our attention that some of the names on the registers are not known in the constituencies. Yes.
Wow.
In Western North alone, they are counting over 3,500.
Extra.
And yet to get one central region. But all the other regions are all complaining about people on the registers that they know nothing about.
Charlie.
So this is a very critical and important thing that we are discussing. The security and the sanctity of 2024 elections depends on what we do today to avert crisis on 7th December. We're having discussions about even the credibility of the leadership of the EC. Yeah, just like recently, they went and recruited a new IT director who was with GRA. That guy's credibility is in question. His background is in question. His connections to the NPP is in question. You have the other one you mentioned, Bossman. You have the food soldier who was a commentator for them in the Sunyani area, wherever. You have a pastor, also NPP. So the whole leadership of the EC is now NPP surrogate. And you say we should not raise concerns about all these things. We should be concerned about it. Because the EC, as we have known it over the years, is an agency of state that is supposed to ensure neutrality at the polls. The credibility of the EC should never be in doubt. When, at the time of Dr. Afarijan, NDC has issues, NPP had issues. He'll go and smoke his cigar, come and stand there, but he always ensured that the polls were delivered free and fair, despite subtle controversies. But nobody could tell that Afarijan was an NPP inclined commissioner or an NDC inclined commissioner. But here today we are faced with the leadership in the EC, which we can all connect to the NPP. So my dear, there are serious questions ahead of December 2024. Let nobody joke about it. Those devices out in the public domain are trackable, they are hackable. And on D-Day, anybody who can get those IPs can control those devices. So it is a very serious issue. But you see, in this country, national security is political. What they call them, NIB, it's political. There's no proper state institution that should ensure what is in the interest of the state. So everything is left to, we'll hit each other left, right, center, and then we'll find middle ground, whether people survive it or not. You are coming from an election where in 2020, because of simple going to a polls to observe counting, people were shot at. Come, have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Who ordered those security men to point guns at people and shoot them like they were chickens? To this day, we have no response. Neither from the army, neither from the police, neither from the EC. Who mandates election security, whatever. None of those people can tell us who was responsible for issuing that orders. Are they not Ghanaian citizens? Do they not deserve justice? Do they not? So if you are going into a polls like December, and we have been told by the NPP what their plans already are, this is not a laughing matter, a joking matter, and it's a very serious issue.
Adia tells you that all the BVD devices are specific, party specific or candidate specific.
Which BVD is candidate specific?
No, which one?
No BVD is party specific.
Okay, so no, I'm wrong.
And each device that has a code. And each device that has a code, I'm telling you, is an electronic device, has an address that connects to the main system. So once you get a laptop that connects to the device, and that device is what connects to that big thing. If you put your finger, and that thing has been programmed to reject you, you go and stand there and punch. And let me tell you what the NPP does when they are going for elections. And the leadership in EC, since they are NPP upright chicks, know what they do. Before NPP comes for an election, they do what they call verification of voters. They've already started that exercise. They give the registers out to their people. Every individual on that register is marked NDC, NPP neutral. So they know who vote NDC in those areas. Oh yes, they vote who are NDC followers in those constituencies and polling centers even before we go to the polls. Oh yes, they themselves, they know. Don't worry, you can go and ask them. I've told people what they do. So you say, Kwame, a missing device, we expect to see Ghana police take action, and we expect to see EC set up and prove to us, citizens, not spectators, citizens, that this election, December 2024, is not going to be another one of those 2020 elections. Because you see, the democracy of this country hinges on December. The Nana Akufo-Addo's tenure is over. The NPP has their own agenda, whether to break the 8 or whatever it is they call what they want to do. But there has to be accountability in this country. And a vote for NPP means there shall be no accountability for the NPP. Baumia will never hold Akufo-Addo's government accountable. So December 2024 hinges on safeguarding the democracy that the disappointed, disillusioned youth who have lost interest in our democracy and state-captured institutions who can no longer serve the neutrality that they are supposed to champion under the constitution. This is not a laughing matter. It is a very serious issue. Those missing BVDs, easy, must be truthful to us.
Ambassador Sampiale has a message for Ajia Hamdatu. Ambassador Sampiale says, Ajia, yes, we know you are a friend of the EC for obvious reasons. But what did you tell your friend, the EC, when she announced more than once in election 2020? Hajia, what do you tell your friend when electoral materials were missing? Hajia, are you saying that you have no information that some items of EC were missing? Until you said you did not know that some machines were missing, I thought you had joined the angels of Adam. Okay, this is from Ambassador Sampiale.
I've not heard it.
You've not heard it.
Even the message, I've not heard it. There's somebody, that's why I said I've not heard it.
You've not heard it, okay.
If it's somebody, I would have said something.
Okay.
But here, we have a very, that's why I said I've not heard it.
Okay, all right.
I mean, this country, I've admitted that I didn't, the only thing I knew was that I had EC's, this thing was broken into. So maybe if there's an issue, then I'll go and tell Jim Mensah maybe to set up. It did not come up. I would have said it.
Okay. Lami Zanza on Facebook says the new government NDC should think about pension age again, 60 years to 62 or 64. Here in the UK is 66 years.
The 60
67 years. You can still work part-time. Mano James says, please champion. The madam who is speaking for Movement for Change, Alan, under his watch, he could not put the Commander Sugar Factory into use. Under his watch, the Trade Fair Center was pulled down. Under his term, I don't think he performed when he was at the MPP. He's also playing the Baumia tactics.
I wish we were talking about trade. I would have told him.
Mohammed Miss Bahudin, good morning to you, Pan-African TV and your panelists. Please, Kwame OWUSO DANSO. When are you coming to Techiman? You are one of the best journalists in Ghana. Mohammed, thank you. I appreciate it. Hajia Hamdatu is my mentor. I like her communication. Greetings to Gabriela as well. Mohammed. Hi, Kwame. Fact check. To lead is to solve. Is a misnomer, an anomaly. So MPP must take note and acknowledge their sources properly in line with copyright laws. To lead is to solve is a misquote of to lead is to serve, coined and propounded by Robert Kifner Greenleaf in 1970, meaning whoever is called to lead is called to serve. This is a servant leadership style, including principles like integrity, humility, selflessness, compassion, and putting other people's interests first. Madam
BVDs.
BVDs.
Okay. So BVDs, biometric verification device. That's what it means, for those of you who are wondering what it means. Kwame, I don't know, but for an election to be peaceful, all the players must have some form of trust in the electoral process and the one who is in charge of it. That's the EC, Mrs. Jane Mensah. One would have said that it should be something easy to do. After all, Britain just had an election, you know, and hey, we didn't hear of anything. The next day, someone has backed out, another person has come in. But here we are in a country where just one election that is coming on, it looks like everyone is sitting on tenterhooks. Everywhere you pass, there is distrust or mistrust. And I mean, I ask myself, why? Our two main political parties all have different views. But the whole thing, when you look at it collectively, it is all in the quest for power.
Right.
And we are asking, in this quest for power, where do you place the Ghanaian as a person or as a group? We are not happy with what is happening within the Electoral Commission's domain. To read that some people belong to a certain group and have suddenly found themselves in that office is worrying enough. To think that in 2020 we had an election result that should have just coming 3 times, tells you that there is a problem, a very big problem in that office. To think that even when we're having the district assemblies elections, figures were also manipulated. So you ask yourself, what kinds of people does the Electoral Commission appoint or recruit to take charge of our elections? Is it that it's job as usual for the party boys and girls? Or is it that they cannot afford to pay for the kinds of qualified people that we need to man the polling stations? Madam Jean Mensah, unfortunately, I don't think has lived up to expectations. She has come across as a partisan person in most of her dealings. It's unfortunate that we all thought, I for one, I thought that coming from IE, where she was a different person altogether, and then coming to take the office of Electoral Commission, I was expecting to see that same belief come from IEA and translate into the Electoral Commission's office, but it hasn't been. People are going to check their names, and already we are being told that there have been mixed up of names. Some names find themselves from Accra or somewhere in Pusiga, Upper East, around the Boku area. And I'm asking how that is possible. How can I register at a point? I go to check my name at that point, and the next thing is my name is not there. I travel across all my polling stations around my area. Maybe my name is not there, only maybe to find my name appearing in Takoradi. How possible?
Wow.
How possible? So there must be something wrong. And I was reading a note from Alorga Akatapori. He said he went to check his biometric, his voter ID. Immediately after doing that, he got a message from a message from Baumia asking him to vote for him, which means that it's kind of like linked. You check and then that message automatically comes. How is that possible? What happened? How do you trade people's particulars to a political party or something that they have not actually asked to be put in? The same thing we had with MTN, sending us messages, broadcast messages. You don't do that. Our numbers belong to us. They are private.
Invasion of privacy.
Yes, invasion of privacy. That is wrong. And you can only do that when you are in league with a particular office, for them to have shared your information with another person, which is wrong. We have to look at that as well. So I think that the Electoral Office, Commission's Office, telling us that the BVD that has been stolen will not affect the elections. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. In the first instance, telling us you've done vigorous or rigorous preparations, it goes through rigorous whatever. We don't understand what that rigorous preparation means. What does it mean? If I have a BVD device and it's out there, and you tell me that don't bother about that one that is outside, because the ones that we have, we take it through very vigorous or rigorous preparations before we have an election with it. I don't think that is good enough. So I think they have to come out and tell us exactly where those stolen BVDs came from, and probably the police will also have to make sure that they find this guy Farouk to tell us who he is. Because if Farouk Mahama gave it to this guy that was arrested, who is Farouk Mahama? Where does he work? How did he come by that? We need to know. So, but on the whole, I think that the EC, for the first time, seeing an EC, I saw Kingsley Nyina. I didn't see any army people following him. 92, Kingsley Nyina, no, I didn't see. This is an EC that is working with, I don't know whether he's army commander or brigade commander, all those army guys and whatnot following her. For what? And she's even complained herself that it takes away her privacy. You're going to the hairdresser, you're going with a military person. Is that how Afarijan was? Afarijan is walking the streets. So when she leaves, is she going to go with military? That's another question. When you leave the office, will you feel safe enough to walk? Madam Jean Mensah, the only thing I will be saying to you is do the right thing. Do the right thing. Let your conscience remind you of the fact that 32 million Ghanaians are looking up to you to save this country from any form of violence. And for the Ghanaians out there, I am telling you that this is our best chance to vote for a non-partisan candidate, an independent candidate. This is the best chance for you to do that, because at the end of it, we are thinking of a Ghanaian. There's always a first. Somewhere, somehow, we need to get ourselves and our acts together. We need to vote for Mr. Alan Tremating and the Movement for Change, Inclusive Alliance for Revolutionary Change.
Thank you very much, Madam Rhoda Ayana. My name is KWAME UWUSO. So you're still watching the...
About this text messages.
Yes, please.
Is the either MTN or something, I don't know what it is. You know when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama told Voter Region, I had a message, thank you for the support. I said, I'm not in Voter, it's on my phone. So it has to do with, if you remember, when we were doing the campaign in 2012, we were all having voice messages from Nana Akufo-Addo and then that time His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I don't know how they do it. You'll be there and the messages will come.
Honestly,
I have it.
If you ask me, I don't have a problem with it. In America, they do it. They pick a phone, you call, people and solicit for votes.
Oh no, not
that.
Now,
not that.
Yes, but
this one is different.
So this one, yes. So
different.
that's
So
the point.
somebody has
But how
our
do you,
data.
Yeah, but how would you get someone's number?
It's different. How come
anyway,
I log in to check my voter
That is where the problem is.
That's for the
yes, that one is a problem. But on a normal day,
the normal, I'm okay.
if Alan calls me, now you think if I hear from Alan, I will be happy.
You can take a phone book and put down in those days and just follow the phone
Those
book.
we had a phone diary.
We had a phone diary.
In
other countries they still have it. You can get all the
but what is not happening in this country now? The advanced world still they are using
Yes,
and they are making out of it. We have decided to go even more sophisticated, more than those who brought them.
So if I should check and then the next thing that comes is you're telling me to vote for him. I mean, how?
It is a big problem.
It's a big problem.
It is indeed a big problem.
It's not good for us to be blinded by the fact that these things do happen, and they create problems.
As for if he says that,
okay,
then
incumbency doesn't give you the right to infringe on people's rights.
To be honest, my fear in this whole debate, it stems from a place of mistrust by reason of the conduct of the EC. And if I say the conduct of the EC, maybe Jemesa herself has not made comments that will suggest that she's in bed with the NPP, right?
We should the country resist any politically exposed person taking over as commissioner of EC. It is a simple issue.
You see, Gabi.
But when she was did you suspect that she was in bed with them?
Hold on, Gabi.
Oh no.
We are all political.
No.
My thing is this. The fact that you belong to a political party, that doesn't mean that you cannot be independent. We should build a country. No, Gabi, please, let me make my point. We should build a country where people will be confident enough to say that, yes, I'm with Movement for Change. Yes, I'm with CPP. Yes, I'm with NDC. But when it comes to the national discussion, the person
must have a history. a track record.
So that is why I'm saying
Who is
that
not political in this country?
it should
No,
come
there
from
can
a
be
place.
political.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or who is not
Yeah.
identified with a
I hope
political
I'm one of those people
party?
who is not political.
you can be
Because
political.
we see we are all political, but we may not be partisan.
Partisan, yeah, that is it.
We are all political. Because me, I'm a political person. I have my alliances, I have my
partisan.
ideas. But when I sit here for on behalf of the people of Ghana. So no matter where
Not in all cases.
in all cases, Adia, in all cases. You know, when I ask the question, sometimes I ask the question, people are, sometimes you say you are NDC, sometimes you say you are NPP.
Yeah, but
It's nice.
public servants, by their codes, should behave as such.
Yeah.
You know?
But this ECD,
Let me tell you. In all
cannot-
fairness, look, I started by saying that our constitution is a problem.
You know,
I don't think our constitution.
No, our constitution is a
Why do
problem
you say
because it's the president who appoints everybody.
No problem.
and that's
Everybody.
That's why Alan is saying. So then vote for
Yeah.
Alan. Because
Who's
Alan is
Alan?
saying that he would have a second.
When
He would have a proper chamber. That will be in charge of,
Maybe if they have allowed
Yes.
Antiloda to lead, maybe I'll consider. Also, now in Nigeria for 7 years.
Gawi.
Meanwhile,
So I'm
Burkina
saying that
Faso.
you should be able to. We should, and Adia.
Nam.
I think that it is because of our partisan nature. That is why we are able to get the best hands to do the work for us.
Absolutely. You know,
Because
some
see,
good hands are
I'm
even
telling you.
refusing to take position because they don't want to be tainted.
Hey, now maybe I'm a NDC for
That is why you have to go to the independents.
Which one?
Because we will not belong to a political party. We will get the best. The best to work
This
for
your
this country.
independent, I'm doubting
Oh,
you.
the independent. Don't doubt it.
Me, I'm
Believe
doubting
in it.
this independent.
Believe in it and trust in it.
Do you believe in that independence?
It's very independent.
This particular one.
Independent.
It's very independent.
This movement for
Movement for change.
Yes.
But
Very independent.
she's from PSC and she found herself.
No,
in
she's CPP.
I'm
You
from
are
CPP. Yes.
Hey, I thought you were PSC.
No, I'm not PNC. I've been CPP.
and now she's what?
So now you doubt her.
I am CPP.
No, I'm asking
not a
Hadia.
political party.
Hadia, so now you
They
doubt
don't have
her.
a presidential candidate for me to support, and I have to support somebody.
Did you elect a presidential
But you should have supported me because I'm.
Did you elect a presidential candidate?
You should have supported me. I'm
Oh, you
contesting
just
this year.
announced a presidential candidate. We also announced our Saturday.
No, I'm contesting.
Which one?
That
Independent
runs to an
candidate.
election. What kind of
It doesn't
candidate
matter.
do?
The part of the party is there.
So who is the one who are you, who will be leading your party?
Oh, you don't worry.
At this moment, we believe that the way things are going,
They should link
they
up
should
with.
just link up with the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, and let's give Alan Martin a chance. You know, then we won't be sitting down talking about the
Auntie
fear
Rhoda.
that is
You see,
happening
Auntie,
around.
that's why
and
me, I don't
everything.
want to meet Auntie Rhoda on set.
Because you can.
No, I have my reasons. I have my reasons. So just stop it there.
No, I'm not stopping.
I said stop it
No, let's
there.
talk it like that.
Just stop it there.
Let's talk.
NBC short code to verify your name in the register. Star 928 star
Yes.
124
I think it was
hash.
based on this. That's why
Star
they put up that.
928 star 124 hash. Star 928 star 124 hash. If you are not closer to your polling station, use the above short code to cross-check your details and polling station. Any changes must immediately be reported to your leadership or this number 0247. And this is Muntu Amikao. Mam Bia send us a message in your campaign, Mama. 0247 251 024.
A paper tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. I'm there. We are all there. We are
So
all going.
advertise it for us.
Why should I advertise it for you? Have you paid me to advertise
It's
it?
not an NGC program.
It's not an NBC program, and the person organizing the program sent me a flyer and asked who is MC in the program. You people, you don't want to pay because.
It's not
so,
I can't go and influence anything
Allow
for
you
you.
to make
then
some
that's
English.
it.
I don't know who's doing the MCing.
So me too. I'm there.
makes
We are just attend.
we will attend.
Oh, as for the attending, they are
We will
attend.
attend. We'll go and listen to wisdom.
Oh, let me show you. He sent me an invitation.
What is it about? The state of the nation.
Can Ghana rise again?
Yeah.
Definitely Ghana can rise again.
Yeah. Is it not CSG?
Ghana can rise again.
Dear Kwame OWUSO DANSO Esquire, you are invited to Leadership Dialogue Series 14. Speaker Chachujikata Esquire. Topic: Can Ghana rise from the ashes?
Yeah.
Date Wednesday, 29th
Yes.
August 2024. Venue Law Faculty, University of Ghana. Time 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you. Yes, I was invited.
Can Ghana rise from the ashes?
That one I will go.
Economic transformation and human development in focus.
Yes, we can.
The messages attacking Adia, I won't read them, please. So don't send
Read
them.
it.
I won't. I won't. No. It's disrespectful. Can't somebody share her opinion freely? I mean, we can't all
It's
have
about
the
the
same.
EC. Yes, I'm defending the state institution. It is
Issue
within my rights.
discussions have become very sensitive issues, actually.
I say it's within my rights. They can say I'm a goat. I don't care. Me, as I'm
okay.
sitting here. Read it.
I have been trying
But
to
I also
check
respond.
main, but it's not working. Mine, but it's not working. What is not working? What is not
Maybe
working?
the code.
The code. Oh,
The code to
I
get
mean, that someone sent me a
Sometimes.
message. I have no idea. The person just sent a message and then left it there. That's why I'm saying that NDC, they are not paying, but they want me to do. Anyway, good morning to you, KOD. Please kindly tell the woman very close to you that I give her 100% regarding how she spoke about BVDs and the advice she gave to the EC commissioner. However, NDC is taking power come 7th December. Uyibo from WA sent in this one. Yeah, Uyibo. Okay. Good morning to you, KOD. Please, I want your number to call you and tell you what is happening in the northern region about the soccer project. I am interested in what is happening in the northern region about the soccer project. Please, I nearly mentioned my number on air. 0.
Announce it.
Please call me. No, if I announce, I can't sleep. Please, I need information about the soccer project. I beg you, send it to me. Hey, soccer. Alhamdulillah. So I'll tell you, soccer. Dennis Abwaji's wife is the one handling that project in the north. Oh my God, soccer project. Emeka wants it. All right.
You know, we've now banned exports of grains and cereals.
Yeah, cereals.
Okay.
To avert a food crisis.
Of course.
So because of dry spell, which means
Good morning to you, KOD.
dams mentioned.
Good morning, Good morning, KOD. If ask Hadia for me, if Charlotte declared Akufo-Addo winner, why did he remove her? Was Hadia not here when Jen asked NDC people who were in strong room to send a message to their flag bearer, and when they left, she declared her.
Why did they leave? Why did they leave? How can I be a watchman watching this thing? And then somebody will come and tell me, go to your flag bearer. And then, what?
That Obi said that left in there. Questions
that's not there.
Questions, plenty questions there. And Gabriela knows the answers.
They have to
He has the
answer.
answers.
Because there was no reason
If
why
you-
even the two of them.
Why do you leave the two of them? One should have left
for the two of them to leave.
Good morning. Tell Hadia to she should stop. She should call a spade and stop defending the EC from Mumuni Abugri Boko Central.
But they will monitor the elections. They are going to conduct the elections. So whether we like it or not. So what is it?
Should conduct a free, fair, transparent election.
Absolutely. We are all for that.
Madam Ayana, Kojo from Media has a message for you. She said, good morning to you. Please tell Madam Ayana that she should who said we should vote for movement for change to stop saying that, because Alan was part of MPP and is still part of MPP. She shouldn't deceive the good people of Ghana.
He's not
Thank
part
you.
of NPP. When he files, you know that he's not part of them. Because he hasn't filed.
Alhamdulillah.
When he files, you know he's not part of them.
Hey, Charlie, people need my number. I mean, if I put my number out, I can't sleep. I beg you. Okay, but if you're on Facebook,
You'll be surprised. They'll come and say,
if you're on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook. I'll give you my number on Facebook. That's what I'll do. But here I can't.
No.
So this one says, good morning to you, Kwame. I need your number to tell you about some secrets in some of the district assemblies. Okay, let me give you my number. Say, I'm wanting to know how. The code, man, boy, no. Gabriela, do you know the code? I've lost the messages. I have a lot of messages, so I can't remember.
she will have it definitely. Maybe
Do you have the code?
Did you
Star 9 something.
Have you tried it? No, the
How did you try it? No, the one I mentioned on there. Did you try it?
No.
Okay. Good morning to KWAME. I can confirm to you that some voters went to check their names in the northern region at the polling stations, and to their surprise, they had been transferred to Pusiga in the upper east region without their knowledge. Information reaching us is that persons have been arrested for performing this act. How can we trust the EC? Nazo Dauda from Tamale.
They will transfer you without your knowledge.
That's what they're saying.
Which means you won't vote.
Charlie,
you go there and then you go.
even me, I have to go and check.
Star 711 star 51 hash.
No,
No, that's
It
the
started with
easy one.
some.
The easy one.
It started with some
It's-
nice something.
it's-
Star
yes,
95
star nine
something.
And the one they get when put out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
yeah.
morning, sir. Your program is really fantastic. Despite all that has been said, but we shouldn't forget we have one Ghana. The woman in the Ghanaian dress, I admire her a lot by structure. Thank you. Hey, Gabella. This is Mustafa from.
But we are all in
That is what I was wondering. But when he added structure, this is from Mustafa in Achim Abrim. Hey, it's been a long time since I went to Achim Abrim. Good morning to you, KOD. Please, KOD, will you continue to use GCB ATM being a customer? If some of their ATM machines are found stolen by public, I will never do that, my brother. Good morning to you. Greetings to our cherished panelists. Kwame, I think that Alan's plan for Ghana is the best. It brings out the challenges and profile the solutions. His manifesto is far better than the other two. Hope Ghanaians will do the needful come December.
Thank you.
Lack from Freetown, Liberia. Sent
Yeah,
this one. Thank you.
you are one
Being
of,
Liberian,
one of the
we're
correct
talking.
people.
Okay, the person, somebody has sent it to me, said it's star
Sorry, they were not
928 star 124 hash.
Okay.
Star 928 star 124 hash. Star 928 star 124 hash. Okay, thank you very much for sending it. I appreciate it. Okay, this one also says oh, you just said good morning. Okay, good morning to you as well. Okay, the Electoral Commission belongs to the MPP. Nana Akufo-Addo and his party because they appointed her. All right, this is your perception there. Be serious one. Tell Madam Rhoda I need to speak to her. It is about the movement at Ada.
Adam, okay.
Yeah.
If I got his number.
Yeah, producers, please come to the studio right now. I beg you. Come to the studio right now. What NDC is doing about the voter register? Okay. Good morning to you, Pan African TV. Please tell the MPP government they stole 2020. We forget it, but now we are looking at them with eagle eye. If they don't want peace, we will give. Hey, this one there. Please, I love this NDC woman. Is she married? Oh, Masa. Let's see and I will be besides our questions.
Why?
Please, the NDC code no. Let's start with the amount. Star 928 star 124 hash. Star 928 star 124 hash. I think. Am I right?
I don't know.
Gabby, am I right? Star 928 star 124 hash. I can't be wrong. Please, the short code again, Masa. And this is for Mutuamika.
Say free 50% now.
I've also got some PLA says in America, the political parties create their own voter identification diaries by engagement. What the MTN is doing is clearly a violation of the Data Protection Act. It's a serious offense to expose the identification data, such as personal telephone numbers, with any unauthorized persons without their express consent. Kwame, this is a serious crime. Rhoda, when and how did you find yourself in the AFRC too?
In the what?
Is it AFRC?
No, ARC.
Oh, you said AFRC.
Yeah.
Alliance for
Revolutionary Change.
Everybody say AFRC too.
No, it's R.
No. Oh, no. It's AFRC number 2.
No. It's AFRC number 2, that's fine. We'll clean up the mess.
It's a shame that we have all abandoned our Osajifo, his party and our ideals. One day, the phoenix will rise from the ashes, even if not in our generation. Don't worry, I'll bring back Osajifo's memory. Okay, let's discuss the last issue, which has got to do with the depreciation of the cedi. We are told that the cedi is likely to depreciate further. It's hovering, I think, around 15.7 to $1.
Yeah.
Today, Haja, whether you like it or not, I'll take $100 from you. I'm saying it on there, so people will know that I asked. Anyway, the country's fiat.
I have more, but I can't give it to you because I'm traveling.
No, Haja, you have to, because otherwise, when you travel, I'll be hungry. But let's discuss the depreciation of the city. And you know, Haja, let me start with you.
Why are you starting with me?
Okay, let me start with
no,
you.
I have my lesson about this depreciation of the city.
Right.
I believe in industrialization. I believe that until or unless we have things that we can substitute when it comes to import substitution, Ghana will continue, the city will continue to chase the dollar because we don't produce dollars in this country. And whatever we go out there to buy, we change the dollars before going to buy those things. We have arable lands in this country from here up to Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
Look at Burkina Faso, that's a dry country. Look at what the president of Burkina Faso is doing when it comes to agriculture. So we even import vegetables, tomatoes, and some cereals from Burkina Faso. So I think we are not setting our priorities right. That is why we are finding it difficult as a nation. Because toothpick, we import. Toiletry, we import. Every single thing. So if we're talking about industrialization and maybe one district, one factory, or building factories, I think Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's handiworks are everywhere, from Zwarongo to Elibu. We have some of the factories in the bush. Some of the factories have been taken over by churches and so on and so forth. Kwame Nkrumah had a plan. You see, I was telling somebody that, you see, let's even take the name Kwame Nkrumah out of the books that he has wrote and read the content, and Ghana's problem will be 80% solved. Because if he's anything at all, when we say Kwame Nkrumah never dies, people think, oh, the man is dead. We're not talking about the body, but the ideas. If somebody can just take 9 years and develop a nation like Ghana, and then we are 32 years now, this year, in our democracy, and still we are finding some serious challenges in this country, I think there are certain things that we are not doing right. So the city will continue to chase the dollar. Now, we have, I don't know whether it was a flash news yesterday that we have banned importation of cereals and whatever.
It's news.
We should have, I have a challenge with my TV, it's doing shushu, I don't know why. So I only saw it on social media because most of my news I look at the social media. Yesterday my driver was telling me,
it's good news actually.
Ma, your eyes are troubling you, so I see that you are always watching your phone. The driver was advised, oh, thank you. Nigeria did it. You know, the rice in Nigeria. Me, if I go to Nigeria, I don't like. I don't like the rice.
Their local rice is not nice at all.
What did they do? What did they do? They even had bumper harvest when it came to rice. And who went to help them to do that?
A Ghanaian.
Odum, that's Honorable Odum of Tumakwa, or how do you pronounce it? Tumakwa. Yes, because he was the MP there. He's my personal friend. And then we had a project like planting for food and jobs. And we couldn't even identify this man amongst us. It's not a CPP, it's not an NDC, it's not a PPP, it's not a movement of change, but
it's a Ghanaian.
It's a Ghanaian first, and then he's NPP. Why is it that we couldn't use the talents of this man? He was telling me that certain places he uses Okada and then Okeke to go to the farms and advise the people. So I think it is good that now we have realized that we are using money to chase goods outside the country. That is what is weakening our currency, whether we like it or not. Because everything, and then we Ghanaians too, we are part of it. This is our tongue. It has changed. Now, I told you before that a lady came to my house. I used Ghana rice for motu. She wanted, sister.
And sokra.
What rice did you use? I said Ghana rice. Me in my house, I said perfume. Rice that is perfume. Have you heard perfume? You don't even know where the perfume is coming from. You see, for me, let's all help in the building of our country. Let's all try as much as we can. The other day I went to the market. I don't know whether it was Auntie Rhoda or somebody who put on the platform tomatoes 2 or 3, that is 100 cedis, 20 cedis or something. even some of the business people, the women and men in this country are also part of the problem. Because everything, you go to Dome, you buy maybe that Lunka, the red one, maybe 40 cedis, you know that half one, 40 cedis. And then you move to Kwabenyama area. Then you go to buy, they'll give you 4 like this for 200, 20 cedis. Then you ask yourself, you didn't go to buy only tomatoes to come and sell, you bought other things. So are you going to put the laurel fare of these 7 cedis on all the items? So I think if we want to move forward as a nation, citizens too should try and help. As for me,
on that one, you know what I did? I went to this weekend. I went to shop for the house. I do that. It excites me. So I went to this. You know, where I go to a shop and estate, there's a woman who sell things.
yes.
I went to the woman. I said, So psychologically, I said, So these things, when you bring in, how much is the full thing?
Yes.
Say, hey, master, she say, I do 700 cedis. So I'm say, okay. So the price is 700 cedis.
I look guys 150.
Hello guys, I said,
Imagine.
Okay, now I said, so give me half of that. So I bought half, which was 350 cedis. I still have it. It's in the house.
You see, you played smart.
Master.
You played smart.
The only one to I do the same thing.
There's this kid that a Nigerian man gave his wife money to go to shop. She went and did the shopping, and then the next time she brought the list. No. He wanted to go himself. He went and came back and was sitting down. And the woman said, please, the items. He said, I should have given you the 100. I went and spent 250. He was boiling. So sometimes the women will
you know how to
certain things because maybe we are able to manage. As for management in the house, the women are far better.
Now some of the men we are better.
I think maybe the woman who trained you how to go to the markets is the so for me, I think maybe if you are not importing rice, you are not importing certain things, maybe our CD might.
You know my problem, and I think again because CD depreciation, the economic situation, whatever, is also it comes to Ghanaians are very greedy, and I experienced this yesterday. There's this mask. What do you? I said mask. Flask that someone was selling to Ama. Then the person said the price is 600 Ghana cedis. And I said, 600. I won't buy. Take it away. He said, okay, I'll give it to you at the retail price. And I said, how much is it? So that one is 500. I said, so you want to make a profit of 100 cedis on this product that you are selling? Aren't you being too greedy? You are being greedy. Because you have a lot of the products.
You see national service, national service, the stretch going down to the traffic light.
Yes.
Because of the kind of charger I'm using.
Yeah.
When
the price they will mention.
120. We see, wait. I said, wait. That yes, and I said,
somebody else will buy.
He ran out and came and said I should bring 100.
50.
Finally, I paid 50. But if you come to the market, it's 25.
25, yes. No, we have encouraged all these things, and that's why.
But they stand there. Do you see them standing at Adabraka?
No, they won't go there.
Of course. So for those
the expensive areas.
The expensive areas.
But we to buy because like right now I have to buy some because my bad face.
There are some of us. There are some women who don't even want to go to the market.
Yeah.
They will tell you that the way the market is, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You understand? But we buy, so they still come there. You understand? So as for the
one time,
in fact, I don't like going to the market for one or two reasons. I have somebody
who goes to the market.
She will even go and buy the thing and ask her, Samira, what? She'll go to Mokola and ask about 4 or 5 places.
Oh no, that's more.
She'll come and tell me that. She'll come and tell me all the prices, and then she settle on this. Meanwhile, it's the same thing. You have people who can go.
They can really roam.
The Mokola now.
That's why. So for some of us who don't have time, you just go to the market, you buy what you want, and you get out.
Me, I'll buy plenty and come and keep it in the
yes.
house.
And
blend it.
You know where
that
comes
Oh,
from.
yes.
It's something I
yes.
call a poverty mentality.
Yes.
You know, it's
I'm
a
a poor
poverty.
man, so-
It's a poverty mentality.
I'm a poor man.
We always feel like
Have you forgotten when we travel with our pickup, we buy
Yeah.
even charcoal.
I'm telling you.
everything.
everything.
It's
We
a
buy everything.
You feel that you won't get it.
But you know what I do?
We bought tomatoes, big.
Aja, you know what I
And
do?
okra and all those.
You know, and I don't know if you know this, but when you are driving to Koforidua, after Mampon Ebri,
Yeah.
they have this
Yeah,
Yes.
that they sell.
Yeah, fruits and veg.
I drive there. Oh. It's cheap.
Yeah, it is. And you, it's farm. It's right from the farm.
It's
The plains.
I'm telling you, me, I
It's
drive
from
there.
the
I go and
plains.
buy my tomato, I buy my ginger, I buy my everything.
We're coming from
and
the
drive.
commercial road. That was last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The border like this. You got it for
Gabi.
20 cities.
Yes.
You come somewhere.
You're not interested
That
in
150 Ghana cities. Why?
You want to talk about the depreciation of the city? Let me come to you.
So the situation of the city.
Yes. Which has affected everything. That's what we are discussing. Everything, Charlie.
Yes, I do agree that it's a matter of great
Now we can't even buy fuel. No.
concern.
So today you buy fuel. Proceed.
Oh, you know, right now I don't drive, so I don't worry myself with things like mechanic bills.
Shut up. Mechanic.
Fuels, those things are now people's headaches. I just take public transport and I go where I have to go and I come where I have to come, and I'm freedom. In fact, I didn't know it's so liberating.
Sometimes
It is liberating, Papa.
It is.
it's liberating.
You don't drive, somebody drives you. You don't know the person driving you. You finish, you go your way, they go their way. You finish. Not transaction, nothing. Don't come and worry me with your problems and your bills and everything. After election, I'll go look at them.
She doesn't have a car. That's why she's saying this. Her car, I'm telling you, she doesn't have a car.
They are all at mechanics at different level.
Gabriella, I'll say this on air. She does not. Bring the camera on me. Listen, you NDC people.
I beg you, it's okay.
Why?
We are talking about foreign exchange
Your
depreciation.
regional communications officer does not have a vehicle. So when she comes to the constituency or the region she's working, you should appreciate it too. She joins Trotro.
I don't think it's a torture.
Anyway.
But let's talk about foreign exchange volatility.
Yeah.
So
you are not a baby with sharp teeth. That's why.
For the 2024 manifesto, 3 things we are proposing.
Governance, eh? Sorry.
The governance of the foreign forex sector is of paramount importance to us. We're going to, first of all, one of the things that is actually brought us here, and which brought us here, was Bank of Ghana financing the budget. And so that printing of money was one of the problems that caused the depreciation and peaked in 2022. So we're going back to zero financing of the budget by the Bank of Ghana. That will help greatly to limit how much the money Bank of Ghana releases into the economy, especially for government projects. We're also going to look at the Foreign Exchange Act and how to supervise foreign transactions. There's going to be greater monitoring of foreign transactions and agreements with mining companies and these foreign owned businesses on forex transfers. But the bigger program, Kwame, lies in an export-led import substitution strategy. An export-led import substitution strategy. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is advocating it. In fact, in the manifesto, has promised that he is going to champion in Flagstaff House exports. I miss the name. Export development, some export development program. That should tell you that there's going to be an emphasis on driving exports in this country. Because at the end of the day, currently we are getting our inflows mostly from borrowings, syndicated loans, and then gold or export sales and remittances. But if we really need, if we look at how the economy is growing, we need more foreign currencies to trade locally, because now there's the more demand for machinery, agro-processing equipment. The demand on forex varies, but there's a lot of demand on forex currently. So it means that we need to find ways to generate those forex into the economy. And the best option is increasing our exports. So there's actually a plan in the manifesto for that. Ghana has signed up to all kinds of trade protocols, including AGWA, the Africa Continental Trade Agreement, and all kinds of policies. So we want to bring more practicality. These things are not just programs that we have signed on to, but these are programs that our citizens, business people, entrepreneurs are actually participating and benefiting from. Again, we also have an import substitution program to make sure that the products that we import, which of these can we produce locally, which are being produced locally, how do we scale up production, how do we find substitutive products that can be used to compensate for these products that we are importing. And then finally, there's also a big promote made in Ghana policy by government, which means that government is going to lay emphasis first of all in procurement on made in Ghana products before any supplier of government contract is allowed to import. If the product does not exist or cannot be produced locally before you are given the go ahead to import. We're also going to review trade licenses, import licenses that allow people to bring in all kinds of things into the economy. There are a lot of junk that is imported into this country that is not needed, especially those second-hand goods. We need to see how we can look at better production in the economy and then cut down on importation of some of these wastages that people are consuming here in Ghana. It will save us some currencies. These are just a few, but let me also add this. I forgot one important program also. In the area of culture and arts, we have this Black Star experience, which is to promote tourism. You know, in Ghana is known worldwide as not just as a Black Star of Africa and a beacon of Pan-Africanism. So these are things that we also have a very beautiful tropical environment. We have good coastline when we clean it up. We have friendly people. So we are providing a blueprint on what is going to be regarded as the Black Star experience. Visit Ghana, experience the culture, know the history, know the people, the great men and women who led Pan-Africanism in Ghana. That alone is a huge pilgrimage for Pan-Africanists. Anyway, since your TV promotes Pan-Africanism, you know that is good for even you guys. So that's another of the programs, another NDC.
Pan-African TV, give them the contract to do that.
They have to. If they don't, this one they go to
play us some music. This is reggae music. There's all of them here.
All right. The soccer project that I was talking about is the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region's Social Cohesion Project. And it's a construction or rehabilitation of small earth dams, community health planning services, chips compounds, school and market structures, institutional toilets, that's KVIPs, feeder roads, small town water systems, supplies and boreholes in 48 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies in the Upper West, Upper East, Northern, Northeast, Savannah and Oti regions of Ghana. That's a soccer project.
And those are the same regions that are struggling with grain and cereal.
This was an invitation to bidders that was sent on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2024.
I hope I'm going to have time.
You're definitely going to have your time. But I just wanted to bring that. I'm downloading a few of the documents which have been shared with me, and then we'll go through them. But let me come to you, Rhoda.
So we're looking at the depreciation of the city. Somehow we import a lot of food. That also has a toll on our foreign currency. We feel that Ghana, as it stands now, needs to look at agriculture with all seriousness. So we are looking at a situation where we will have, we'll transform all existing farms dotted around the country into large-scale farms by giving them some form of irrigation schemes that will help them to grow, and also give them funding and some counseling and the lots. We are looking at a situation where the 5 northern regions will be structured in such a way that, and OT of course, so we have the 5 northern regions having acrobats, where food baskets should come from. That we want to see that the northern region will be the food basket of West Africa, if possible, because we do have the lands, we have the rivers, we have the little streams, and somehow if Burkina Faso is doing it, we should be able to do it. We're looking at OT
being the aquaculture.
Yeah, the aquaculture coming from the OT regions, where we'll have fish processing and all that. And we're looking at the middle belt, which is the Bono Ahafo area. Also looking at the situation where we can have tree crop farming for exports. These are all ways and means of getting more foreign exchange into the economy. So we are looking at that. And apart from that, we're looking at the economy in general. So we have about some strategic anchor industries that we think can bring in a lot more foreign exchange. These include the vehicle assembly and components manufacturing, which we believe can bring us something, because worldwide this is a 2.5 trillion business that is going on in the petrochemical industry. So we are looking at garments and textiles, we're looking at pharmaceuticals, we're looking at petrochemicals, integrated bauxite and aluminium. We have iron and steel, industrial salts, industrial assembly of electrical, electronic appliances. If you think of the First Republic, we had a Casanoma, we had other things, and these were all assembled here. And of late, we are importing virtually everything. So we're looking at those ones. We're looking at vegetable oils and fats and industrial starch. You come to the northern region, we have a lot of groundnuts, we can grow more soya beans. There's no reason why we shouldn't have groundnut oil, we shouldn't eat more healthy oils like the soya oils. And then we are having the, at least, if you go to certain places in the north, they have these small artisanal workshops where they do small implements, farming implements and stuff. But we want it to be a bigger one, like Gratis. Gratis does rice milling, groundnut milling, but it's in a small scale. We want bigger ones that can bring in more foreign exchange. And we're looking at so many other things, like if you're looking at even the cocoa industry, if you improve upon the cocoa industry, you have different components coming out of it, apart from the ones that you're going to use for the food, the whatnots. There are so many of them. So gradually, if we are serious about bringing this country out of the deficit in dollar, we need to be able to look at doing some of these things ourselves. We don't see why you should go to OWUSO to buy spare parts that are already used. So we are looking at making sure that those who are at OWUSO will get funding enough to be able to do the things themselves, produce the spare parts themselves. That should also help us. But if you're looking at government now, you have to prune down on expenditure. I mean, the V8s and all those state travels, they take a lot of funding, and all those things affect us. It affects our foreign exchange reserves. We should also look at our neighbors. Our neighbors are not helping us, because our laws are so relaxed that we have them now coming to buy the dollars from our forex bureaus. And take out, yes. They come to work here, they collect the CDs, they bring in their garments, they bring in all manner of things, they bring in food, and they actually change those monies, the CDs, from our forex bureaus and take it out. And there's no regulation of any sort, because it's so relaxed for you to just walk into any forex bureau. If you need $20,000, you just change it and you're out. We must regulate these things. We must look out for such leakages. So gradually, I think Ghanaians should start having a mindset change about ourselves. Let's wear Ghana.
All right.
Let's eat Ghana. And let's look at things that are Ghanaian. When I go to a pharmaceutical shop and I want to buy any drug, I'll ask, is there a Ghana component? Because I believe that I would rather have a Ghana drug that I believe that my Food and Drugs Authority has supervised and has seen, than to go and buy something from India or somewhere that I don't know, probably not of good quality. So I would prefer made in Ghana products unless there's no substitute for it.
All right.
Let me just check.
Okay.
Since you mentioned pharmaceuticals. For the NDC, the last administration, we supported the local pharmaceutical industries to be able to export to the West Africa sub-region. Now, this next administration, we're looking at scaling that up to help them build capacity to now supply to the whole of Africa.
Wow, that's good.
I think generally everybody...
You have some similarities in
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That you see, and similarities are good. When I hear people saying that this person has stolen something from my manifesto, this person has done this, I think it is good. It is good in the sense that it means that we all converge at one point, knowing that this is good for Ghana, and therefore we all want to do it for Ghana.
Right.
So it's fine.
Right.
We all believe that whatever, when it comes to tourism, we have the same kind of outlook, like how we will get more people to come into this country because of our Pan-African nature, and we can't deny the effect of the Kwame Nkrumah person.
Thank you. Good morning to you, KOD. Your policy proposal to the NDC on the aged is phenomenal. Hey, where is it? Oh, Massa. But I think it could be a typographical error for them to make it urban instead of rural areas. Boss, our elderly living with us here are suffering, and I know NDC will take good care of them, because the difference between NDC and MPP is that NDC focuses on developing the rural communities as well as the urban, whilst the mafias focus only on the urban. So you could see most of the votes NDC get from the rural communities. My regards to Honorable Joanna Jan Kujo, incoming MP for Memphis Central. I'm Sir Michael from Bogoso. Okay, mine is Ghana Rural Aging Support. How hard is it to determine some of the promises are lies? Why is the butterfly woman talking microeconomic details that's only feasible in a communist economy? Isn't the same way MPP promised free SHS that after even 7 years they can't define? Mark still sent in this one.
We are more populists.
Alaji Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning to you, my brother. Truth be told, Madam Jemensa and the EC must be called to order. Jemensa must be made to know that she's being paid with poor taxpayers' monies, and for that matter, she must listen to us. It seems to me we are joking with the peace we are enjoying in this country. EC must be called to order before it's too late. Thank you, Alaji Hamza from Pig Farm, and good morning to you, my brother. This one says, good morning to you, KOD. I'm Zakaria from Tamale. Please tell Gabriela that she is doing very well, so she should keep working hard. Thank you very much. This one is from, she said, good morning to you. Please, okay. Gabriela, somebody wants your number. Good morning to you, KOD. You see how Kama is dealing with Dr. Baumia. In 2016, he said a lot about the Ghanaian economy. Now he's running away from his own words. Admittedly, he's a theory master and not practical. Pan-African Television is the best TV station in Africa. Please tell the NDC woman that I need her husband's number. He has good eyes for good things. Blue Fresh from Damango.
No, he just wants to find out whether she's married. Indirectly.
Please, good morning to you. I'm at Tiemo Abraham Adu, watching from Elubo inside Jomoro constituency, and I would like to tell Ghanaians that out there that we are suffering that the suffering of every country is the cause of NDC and MPP. Again, I think Ghana needs fixed pricing. Okay, that is okay. This one says, good morning to you, sir. We all have lost interest in MPP and NDC. Tell Alan Suman to organize all the independent candidates, for he cannot do it all by himself alone. We do not like NDC and MPP again.
Candidates.
They must leave Ghana now.
22.
This one is from my brother Ken. He said, hi Kwame, please stop blaming the innocent constitution for the crimes against the state by corrupt politicians, because former presidents used the same constitution without abuses. Indeed, UK has unwritten laws, but the British are more law-abiding than Ghana with a written constitution. We have all the natural resources but cannot develop because of indiscipline, which is the bane and the root cause of our underdevelopment, not the constitution. Cry, the beloved country. Pauli from University of Ghana sent in this one. Pauli, your messages are always very inspiring. Thank you very much for sharing them with us this morning. This one says,
So this your messages will take up because I have one message.
oh, then say it because my time is up.
Today is my
Oh, say it, say it.
birthday.
Ah, okay.
Wing Commander Sobodo retired.
Okay.
You know, he's the independent committee chairman who has set the CPP on the right path. That's why we are going for our neck tomorrow. Tomorrow. So, Uncle Pat, if you are watching Pan African TV, a happy birthday, happy birthday to Uncle Pat, as we all call him in the party. Thank you.
Belated birthday to
Uncle Pat.
let me say.
Do it well. Don't just do this.
Oh no, I will do it well.
All right.
I'll do it well when it's finished.
Let me say a happy belated birthday to one of our workers at Pan African Television. Lady Chi, yesterday was your birthday. Happy belated happy birthday to you. And do have a very wonderful day. Thank you, Gabriel Atete, for your time this morning. Thank you, Ajia, for your time. Thank you, Rodla.
Let me also say happy birthday to Uncle Pat.
Okay.
Accra have a ball, eh? Okay, but why are you enjoying?
Hey, so you speak Hausa, you speak Chi, you speak Ga, you speak English. I'm sure you speak small French.
Yes,
Hey, you speak Krobotu. And I'm sure you speak Ewe. Ghana party. Some people are enjoying this country more than us. Yeah, like Gabi. Gabi speaks Fanti, Chi, Ga, English. You don't speak Ga, eh? Before they start harassing you with Gaga.
That's right.
Charlie, thank you very much, guys, for your time this morning. I'm grateful. And I have an unfinished business with Hadia, so I have to run because I'm going to the office of the special prosecutor right now. So let's meet there. Yeah, let's see. The media, they are can you imagine that the media is charging a media person? Gabi, is it not strange? Oh, guys, listen. A media person, media people are charging a media person for submitting something to office of the social prosecutor. Can you imagine? Before they can put my story out.
New Ghana.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye.